What's up, guys? How y'all doing? Cosmic Carry here, bringing another World of Tanks video. And for those of you that are new here, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. And for my regular viewers and subscribers, hello, welcome one and all. I am still a tiny bit under the weather, so apologies for that. I'm doing my best. Anyhow, I must say that my audio issue with my recording software has finally been resolved, and this is basically my first video where everything's fine, so good news there. So today I'm going to be doing a commentary over some gameplay. Sand River Assault. I and my team, we are on the attacking team basically. A few things I'd like to discuss before we get into it. Regarding the assault mode, and I mean, I don't know, a lot of people don't seem to realize what assault mode is. I mean, if you're on the defending base, that's exactly what you do. You defend. Time is on your side. If you dig in, defend the base, don't push too far, allow the bad guys to come to you, you'll win the game. It'll be all over in 10 minutes, good to go. When you're attacking, time is most definitely not on your side, and never is teamwork so crucial as it is in assault mode, because you need to cap that base, and in order for you to cap that base, you need your teammates. If you cap that base solo, it's going to take you forever. It's going to take you a minute or two. Anybody gets a shot in on you, you're going to reset the timer, etc, etc. So you need your teammates in order for you to cap the base really, really quick. So it is most important for you to play along with your team, as part of a team, and not run and gun it solo. Absolutely not putting anybody down, etc, etc. But just wanted to stress the absolute importance of teamwork when it comes to the assault mode. Of course, you can win in other ways by annihilating, all the opposing team. But when you're attacking, basically the defenders are digging deep, and it's really difficult for the attacking team to take them all out, because they're dug in deep. If they're doing their job, they're dug in deep, and they will not let you pass basically. Anyhow, let's get into the commentary. So as you can see, I've spawned in predominantly tier 8, tier 7 players, and basically what my thinking here is, because it's assault mode, is I'm going to be a scout. Slightly heavier scout. By the way, I'm in my Pershing. I love the Pershing. I'm going to move up here to the middle, evaluate the situation, and decide what my next move is going to be. By the way, this isn't actually any kind of fantastic revolutionary gameplay on my behalf. It really isn't, but I just thought I played this really smart, this game basically, really strategically, really well. So as you can see, I'm looking at what my teammates are doing. And as you can see, they're basically pushing all towards the right hand side. This is not the end of the world, because they're leaving the left hand side exposed, because it's going to take time for the bad guys on the left hand side of the map to push through. So in that case, kind of time is on our side, if you know what I mean, if they want to move up on the left hand flank and attack us from the rear. As you can see, I'm not moving. I am signaling that the left hand side does need to be taken care of, because there's only one TD out there, and he needs some kind of support. He can't be out there completely by myself. But if you look at the positioning of where I am exactly, I'm kind of positioning myself. I'm waiting for my compadres, to push up. So, I'll assist them in spotting, in scouting, etc, etc. But as you can see, I'm moving backwards and forwards. I did get a hit in from the ridge line on my right hand side, and a shot in blind, very lucky shot. They took out 350 of my health. But I'm trying to position myself basically where the gentleman up ahead won't get a shot on me, and the gentleman to my right won't get a shot on me. And as long as I'm only being sixth sensed, it's okay. If I'm being sixth sensed and detected, that means, you know, they can see my outline and they can get a shot in on me. Keep in mind, artillery is not in play, so that's very favourable to me and my team. Now I feel confident I can push up. And I can do a bit of scouting. And notice I'm keeping these rocks to the left hand side of me in order for the bad guys up on that ridge just behind me not to get any shots in on me. So I decide, you know, the left hand side of the map, you know, needs to be scouted, something needs to be done about it. You know, I want to know, you know, how far are they pushing? Are they pushing fast? Are they pushing deep? And as you can see, you know, I just got a shot in on myself a couple of seconds ago, and I say to myself, okay, they're up there basically, but they're not pushing. That TD is keeping an eye on things. They're up there, they're a threat, they're dangerous, but they're not pushing, they're not going for it. So they're a threat, they are dangerous, but they're not pushing, so they're kind of contained, if you know what I mean. As you can see, that AT-15, he just took a shot obviously, and he's pulling back, so they're being cautious. They're not aware that there's only one TD up there. So my primary focus is support the push on my left hand side, and try and spot bad guys. Basically, that TD is still asking for help. Finally somebody decides, okay, we're gonna help you out, but unfortunately that medium that does signal that he is going to help that TD, he decides to take the quick way and just go for it. He guns for it straight ahead, and as a result he loses his life there. Just happened actually. And as you can see, this is I'm feeling confident here. If you're watching me play now, you might be thinking, this is actually kind of boring. I'm not taking any shots at the enemy. There's no fantastic kills, and that is absolutely true. That is completely true, and that's because this is assault, and this is assault. I'm kind of keeping an eye on the situation around me, trying to have total situational awareness basically, and being aware of what my team is doing, what the bad guys are doing, and deciding when to move forward, and when to push, keeping a keen eye on the timer. As you can see, we're already halfway through the game. And there's still a bunch of bad guys, and there's still a bunch of good guys, and there could still be a clusterfuck of a battle basically any second now. It could all blow up, it could all go off. And what I'm thinking here is I want to support my team, but at the same time I want to make my way to the base. But I'm not foolish, I'm not stupid, and I'm not gonna just charge in and attempt to cap the base. It's like I said before, you need your teammates. So I'm trying to evaluate the best time to push forward, anticipating when my teammates would be able to join me as I cap the base. So in the meantime, taking a pot shot here and there. I took a shot on the AT-15. Did not think for a second I was going to get it. But you're kind of, at the same time, even though you're bouncing, you're being effective, because you're kind of deterring the bad guys from pushing forward. I mean, if you get a shot and you lose some damage, of course it's not the same as shells bouncing off your tank. But even when shells bounce off your tank, you're apprehensive. You're considering your tactics. You may be changing the way you're going, because you don't want to lose any more damage. You don't. That AT-15 doesn't know, possibly that, you know, it was a Pershing that hit him and I can't penetrate, and etc, etc. So you're being a deterrent is what I'm trying to say. 3 minutes to go, 3 minutes to go. It's gonna happen. I gotta make it happen. And I see this opportunity on this IS-3, and I think to myself, absolutely go for that shot, make it count, zoom in, because it's an IS-3. IS-3s are big, bad, dangerous tanks, so they need to be taken care of. And finally I see my team pushing up, and I decide, okay, now is the time to push up. I repair my gun. I'm anticipating a battle. I'm anticipating a fight. I know that there's a J-Panther over here, so I'm keeping a keen eye on that side of the map, and I'm wondering, shall I go for it? Shall I go for it? 2 minutes to go. Absolutely. Let's go for it. Let's cap the base. Hopefully my teammates will support me. Time is not on our side. It's now or never. I stop right before I go into the base and I request help. And I'm really apprehensive here. This is very interesting when I'm in the base, because I get a little bit of panic mode here. And I'm not talking about this game, but when it comes to down to the wire, basically, I do tend to panic when I'm stressed out in this game, and you know, multiple tanks are coming after me. I do tend to make mistakes, and as you can see, I got on the base, and the timer has been reset at least on 3 different occasions by the bad guys getting shots into me. The Panther behind me has been taken out. That was my primary concern when I was going into the base. I wasn't aware that the bad guys were so close to me in the village. My primary concern when I came onto the base was the sniper that was behind me. And as you can see, I'm requesting help. They're signaling affirmative, but I know when that timer hits, about 20 seconds, and if there's not 3 of us on the base capping it, it's not going to work. So that's why I signal affirmative, negative, because I know it's basically, is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? Is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? You guys can see. Defeat. What can I say? What can I say? But anyhow, I totally understand that this gameplay wasn't fantastic, over the top, me ducking and diving and crushing other tanks with my E100. But deservedly so, I think. I come in 2nd place, and I think that's well deserved on my behalf, because I did play this game ever so smart. You know, I really did. You know, my mindset was, don't worry about taking out other tanks. You got to cap the base, and you need your team to do that. Don't push too hard. Take your time. But one thing I would like to say, which I mentioned beforehand, is when I did go into that base and panic mode, it wasn't necessarily panic. I would say an element of panic when it comes to down to the wire, when I'm in tense and dangerous situations. An element of panic creeps into my playstyle. An element of panic creeps into the way into my gameplay, and I think that this is what separates the. I know I've said before I'm average. I know I'm good. I'm a good player. I'm a very good, decent player. I can hold my own, etc., etc. But I'm not fantastic, and I think That's what separates fantastic players from good players. It is when you're in those kind of situations, like I was when I was capping that base. Fantastic players will not panic. Panic does not come into the equation. For 99% of that game, I had tunnel vision, so to speak. I knew what I was gonna do, and did it perfectly, and I didn't panic. But when it comes down to the wire, when I'm in those really, really difficult and tense situations, an element, just a tiny element of panic creeps in, and it mucks me up. It really does muck me up. I did a video about a month ago where I got a Top Gun medal on mines pardon me, in my E100, and I think the video was called my biggest critic is me, and that's exactly what happened there, which is I was faced by overwhelming odds. I was faced by a whole bunch of bad guys, and they're all coming at me, and a fantastic player will see the situation, will not panic, will evaluate it totally different than I would, and you know what I mean. It's just 100% on the money. Whereas I basically, when situations get tense and when situations get crazy, an element of panic will creep in and just muck it up for me. And afterwards, I'll slap myself on the head and say, why didn't I? All the way up until that point, it was perfect. It was perfect. I was on the money, and that's why. Because the element of panic creeps in and just mucks up my game. And if that element of panic had not crept in, I would have not reset the cap by receiving hits from the bad guys, and we would have won that game on assault, and we would have won it by 1 or 2 seconds instead of losing it by 1 or 2 seconds. Take it easy, guys. Please like the video. Adios, muchachos. Went on a bit. Take it easy. Bye bye.